Okay, we are back with more King's Quest VI. It's been a while since we last played. I left myself some notes. Found a scrap of paper that had the word love on it. I have an incomplete sentence, or I need to complete a sentence, something like that for my notes. I have to solve the Minotaur's maze. Eventually, I got to the top of the long logic cliffs, and then they were like, oh, you don't have enough stuff to finish this yet. And then I got some iceberg lettuce that I think I need to bring to the Isle of Beasts and use it to get past a bubbling pond. Since it's been a while since I played, don't worry too much about backseating. I appreciate the help. All right, let me try. To exit if it lets me here. Appreciate it, Lufix. I try to go straight to the Isle of Beasts because that's something that I remember being able to do. If I recall correctly, I can use my map to go places while I'm on the beach, right? I'm not getting the stellar narration. I'll have to try to fix that here in a second. Volume, speed, text, speech, both. I think that's what. Oh, what's this guy?
Alexander can't reach the little creature on the tree branch. It will have to come down on its own. There's an odd little creature dangling from that tree branch.
Hello, friend. Aren't you an odd-looking little fellow?
I'm not odd-looking, you are.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you could speak.
Speak not. Funny is, speech I am and nothing but.
You speak strangely, friend.
Strange, my speech is not. Eloquence I speak with.
But who are
Looks
you?
like Yoda.
And why are you here?
Away I fly my home from. Lost I am therefore. Has my name too? Can you guess not? It's what I do this branch with, and the way I speak of.
The way I do this branch with.
There's an odd little creature dangling from that tree branch. There's an odd...
Let me see if I get more dialogue out of him, but I think I have a guess.
If you're lost, perhaps I can take you home.
Take me home too?
It's yogurt.
Think not I do. No, you I do not.
Are you sure you don't want me to try to find your home?
Trust you I do not. Stay here I will.
Are you sure?
Okay, that's the end of his dialogue tree.
Alexander is carrying, oddly enough, a sentence. It says, "Where are you going?"
I think he's a dangling participle, which is really stupid.
Alexander already has a pretty good grasp on his word.
If that's what it is, that's kind of great.
Alexander holds the sentence out to the creature.
This sentence seems in need of an ending. Perhaps you could finish it?
Where are you going? Where are you going? Know what I do? Where are you going to? Like you I do. Go I with you.
I love the animations in this game.
Well, that was certainly interesting. It looks like Alexander now has a passenger.
I love it. Does it call him that?
One end of the creature resembles a miniature dragon, while the other looks like a possum. What a strange-looking fellow.
He's okay with me coming down with me now.
Take me home to. Take me home to.
Okay, cool. Let's see if this iceberg lettuce thing works. I don't remember if that guy was there before. Maybe it's like only after you have the lettuce.
Hoping to cool down the
Hey.
boiling pond, Alexander throws in a head of iceberg lettuce. The pond's water slowly stops boiling, cooled by the ice. It still looks hot, but bearable. Alexander decides to brave the steaming pond.
Oh, I probably should have saved before doing that.
Ouch! Ow! Ooh, 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 ouch!
The animations are so
The
good.
pond is no longer boiling, but it's hardly bathwater.
Let me save. I'm going to constantly be saving on new slots, just in case. What's this?
An old abandoned hunter's lamp is hanging on one
Oh,
of the
lamps.
trees. Alexander wonders who might have hunted in these dense woods. Alexander
Oops. Can I take it?
takes the old hunter's lamp from the tree.
Sweet.
Alexander is carrying an old, battered hunter's lamp. The lamp is empty.
Talk to it?
The lamp does not respond. Alexander rubs the lamp, but nothing happens.
Thanks, game. You know what I wanted to do there.
As Alexander continues down the path, he gets the strange feeling that he's being watched.
Come on over here and see what I'm doing with these flowers. Never mind that stone fella on top of the gate. He won't hurt you any. He's just there to scare you.
Uh-huh. Oh, does he have the glowing tooth or whatever? Glowing eye, I think it was. Glowing tooth is earthbound. He seems
A
trustworthy.
stone archer sits atop the lintel of the gate like a silent guardian. His stone bow is tightly drawn and fitted with a single stone arrow. A pleasant-looking middle-aged man is busy tending a small garden just past the wall. The statue to the left of the gate shows a man kneeling down with his spear as though waiting for a target.
Okay, got it. What else is here?
A delicate gazebo made of white painted pine and overgrown with rose vines leads north into what appears from here to be a garden.
I'm Alexander of Daventry. Who are you?
What difference does it make? Just come on over here. I'll tell you my life history if you still want to hear it.
Set fire to the gazebo. Yeah, okay, he's got the glowing eye. It's
A
down
brick
here.
lies in the grass. It must have come from the old brick wall.
Oh, this like spot over
A
here?
gray brick wall runs to the east and west on either side of the path.
That's fantastic.
Alexander picks up the brick.
Just in case you didn't
Come on
suspect this
through,
guy.
I say. I can show you a path through the forest.
No, I don't think that's George Carlin. He did stuff like this though. He was on Thomas the Tank Engine.
Small speckles of sand stand out against the otherwise gray brick. The brick feels very heavy and solid in Alexander's hand. Using that on the wall would not help anything.
Really?
Using that on the wall would not help anything.
Hmm.
Throwing the brick at the stone archer might scratch his marble, but it won't stop the archer's vigilant watch over the path.
I love that this game has custom dialogue for most item
The
combinations.
statue with the spear doesn't seem to be interested in anything Alexander has.
Let me remind myself what I got here.
Alexander is
Book from the bargain table.
Alexander is carrying an unusually large black feather.
Large black feather.
Colors of flame burst from the center of the incredibly stinky flower and drip onto its petals. The flower's appearance is as flamboyant as its smell. The strand of hair from the red ribbon is the color of midnight. Alexander can only hope that it belongs to his true love. The glass bottle is full of milk. How strange for a plant to produce not only milk, but a container to go with it.
I don't have any immediate ideas for what I can do to get past the archer.
The mechanical nightingale's hard tin body doesn't feel anything like a real bird's soft feathers. The stone archer would undoubtedly shoot Alexander long before he managed to climb up the wall to try that.
Thanks, game.
The statue with...
I'm gonna just brute force this. Maybe he wants the stinky
Perhaps
flower?
you'd find this interesting.
Sure, bring it on over to this side of the wall where I can see it better.
Okay. I guess I could cross it just to see what the death animation is, right? Shocked.
Gotcha this time.
This time.
Tickets. Oh,
There's a
next.
sometimes different dialogue
That
each time you
move
do
was
this.
slightly erroneous.
Oh! God.
You aren't gonna listen to me, are you? Well, we'll just see about that.
That's odd. The gardener just disappeared.
Huh. Is it still a danger? I assume so. Yeah, it's still following me. Okay. I'll go ahead and ask, can I do anything on this screen with my current items? I don't want to just sit and brute force everything. But nothing really jumps out at me as making obvious sense. I cannot. Okay, thank you. Might be done here in general. All right, let me try some other places here.
The path, like destiny, cannot
I think
be
I
altered.
used the invisible link already. Yeah.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Make myself invisible. All right, Crown has the shops, which I think I'm more or less done there. Let me think, what items did I just get? I've got the Dangling Participle. I've got the Hunter's Lamp. Let's try the Hunter's Lamp.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
And I've got the Brick, which are all new. And at some point I can just start exploring places I've already been to. Well, wasn't there a merchant here that was selling lamps? Because he's gone now. Maybe I can't do anything here yet then.
The girl is too far away to hold a conversation with Alexander.
I don't think I can do anything with her yet.
Looking at the serving girl reminds Alexander of the years he spent as a slave under the evil wizard Mananan. He wishes there were some way he could help her. She looks very shy and nervous as she tends her roses.
Go help my daughter! She needs something to fix her hair! Yes, stepmother.
Evil, wicked stepmother.
Alexander doesn't want to intrude on private property unless he's been invited.
You sure about that, Alexander? Doesn't really seem like your thing. Batman. As usual, because I'm a little nervous about event flags that make things missable, feel free to just tell me if I do anything that would cause me to either soft lock or miss content. I'll keep trying to save regularly whenever I port to a new area.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Let's try some other islands here. How about... So I did the Beast. Sacred Mountain is for it's the Logic Cliffs and the Minotaur thing. So I guess I'll try Isle of
Alexander
Wonder.
feels a strange pulling sensation.
This is where the crazy gnomes tried to kill me. That was a really cool puzzle. Yeah, this is where we started the episode. Let's look around. I think I already did everything with the oysters. Still be on path for what? There was a thing.
Are you there, most venerable
Oh yeah, the
bookworm?
bookworm. Maybe he'll take the parts.
Do you have anything interesting yet? A split infinitive.
Let me see what I have. I found this little fellow lost on another island.
Coming home I am too.
There you are, you naughty boy. I told you not to leave the island.
Was that voice
I am
actor?
seeing you too.
A most solemn celebration.
So, you found my dangling participle. I suppose I'll have to give you something. Let's see now. Was it a rare book you wanted?
Yes, sir.
Well, then none of these will do. They've been sitting in the sun far too long and must be well cooked by now. This one is far more rare. A delicious little tidbit.
Guess I can take that to the bookshop.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Alexander is carrying a rare book from the bookworm. The words in the binding are very faint. The something something riddle book. That object has nothing to say. Alexander opens the rare book and looks inside.
Just save before opening it.
The book contains riddles and has a page missing. Alexander glances at a few of the conundrums, but finds himself more curious about the one that is missing. What was the riddle, he wonders? More importantly, what was the answer?
Does that look like the page that I lost? It's like I checked the spider web and some page flew out. I think it said the word love on it, but then I lost it. I wrote that down as a note to myself.
The book contains riddles and has a page missing. Alexander glances at a few of the conundrums, but finds himself more curious about the one that is missing.
Strategy guide.
What was the riddle?
And I was meant to lose the page with the word love, right? That wasn't the result of a mistake. Okay. Let me try going back to the bookshop.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Cool, thank you.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
All these books. Make another quick save.
Jollo, how fare you? And what news have you from the castle?
Prince Alex, how I fare is close to boiling. Have you seen the
Well,
wedding
this guy,
proclamations
too.
around the village? I've heard rumors of the wedding, of course, but I didn't want to believe it, and I never thought it would be so soon.
Cosima. Married. Oh, it is an unpleasant thing to swallow, friend. If only I knew Cosima wished it. Tell me about the Wazir, Jollo.
The Wazir? Now there's a dangerous subject. His name is Abdul al-Hazred. He came to the kingdom
Viziers,
15 years
counselors,
ago.
and chancellors
The
are
king
evil.
was fascinated by his knowledge and his fine-sounding ideas. It didn't take long for al-Hazred to convince the king to trust him with the minor problems of daily government. You see, Caliph had a wife and a new daughter he wanted to spend time with. Al-Hazred became Wazir.
And now?
Well, he's had his eye on Cosima ever since she was a young girl. And she is the only thing between him and the throne.
Do you think he means to harm her?
Oh, I honestly don't know. I think he'd rather keep her as wife. But whatever his plans for the princess, he will use her to his best advantage. That's his way.
Perhaps he has charmed her. Perhaps she cares for him now.
The Wazir is capable of anything. And Cosima must be vulnerable and lonely right now. Still, she has always instinctively distrusted him. Cosima has a good head on her shoulders. I'd be surprised if she's truly fallen for his words of love. I must return to the castle, Prince Alex, and you to your wanderings. May we both fare well.
See you, Jollo. Nice seeing ya. I've commented on this before, but I love the camera angles in this game, right? It's like the camera's in a bookshelf. Pretty sweet. Alright, rare book, probably.
I found this rare book, and I thought of your offer.
Very interesting. Oh, it is a wonderful riddle book. Riddles are much more marketable than spells these days. I guess people believe more in mirth than in magic. Here is the spell book you wanted, and a fair trade it is, I must say. Enjoy it.
I certainly hope so. We shall see how rusty my spellcasting truly is.
He's done spellcasting in previous games. I'm gonna make a note really quick. Missing love page was from Riddle book, because I assume there's gonna be some riddle I'll run into in the future. And that's the only way for me to know the answer. Okay. Spell book? Wait, I don't see it in my inventory.
Alexander is carrying
It's from the bargain table.
the scarf.
That's the scarf.
How fare you, merchant?
I have been reading too much love poetry lately. It is rather depressing to an old bachelor like me.
Oh, there's a down arrow? Oh, thank you. It hasn't been a thing before.
Alexander is carrying a book from the bookshop. The cover says, Ye Old Spell Book.
Magic paint spell. Oh. Cup, swamp ooze, river Styx water, a black horse feather. Add Styx water to the swamp ooze in a cup. Stir with the horse feather. Apply to blank surface with artist brush. Oh, that's cool. Cast. Magic paint, black as ink. Bring to life what I think. Make it real, what I draw. According to this spoken law. Make rain. Few drops of salt water not from the sea. A vial of sacred water. Falling water. Charming a creature of the night. A skull full of hot oak embers. A bit of sulfur. A strand of a pure-hearted maiden's hair. I do have that.
This is the last page.
I see.
This is the first page.
Okay, and I'm guessing if adventure game law holds true, only some of these will be obvious. Swamp ooze, river Styx water, salt water not from the sea, skull full of hot oak embers, sulfur brimstone. Charming a creature of the night. So I think that this feather will
Alexander
work.
is carrying an unusually large black feather.
And I think that the strand of hair will work, but the rest of it I don't think I have. I guess I could maybe use the milk jug as a cup. I suppose we'll see. Okay, I am out of leads. Yeah. The only other thing I have to do, to my recollection, was the Minotaur's Maze. I guess I can just walk around the different screens, but is there a screen where I should be able to do something? Spell
A
pamphlet.
group of serving women
Oh, this
approach
is
the
new.
castle.
Hurry up, girls. There's plenty of work afoot today. No time to dawdle.
Yes, Sergeant Gruff.
It's well that they're here, Wolf. Cook is about driven himself mad, I hear, worrying over the wedding preparations.
Aye, whoa! What a celebration there will be today! Wine will flow like a river of red!
The two guard dogs look quite firm in their resolution not to let Alexander anywhere near the castle.
Miss Tony J. I'll see more of him. Things on the Isle of Wonder? Okay, thank you. I'll head there.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Magic map.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
There are event flags that cause things that aren't obvious. Yeah, I don't think the Dangling Participle was on the Isle of Beasts the first time I went there. Did that maybe trigger after I talked to the bookworm? Swan territory.
Milkweed thrives near the mucky swamp. Small bottles filled with milk grow on it like fruit. A
How
large
creative
tree
this game
stretches
is.
knotted limbs out over the swamp. Part of the tree's trunk is shaped like the face of a dog. Why, it must be a dogwood tree. A stick is stuck in the middle of the swamp. Alexander sees no point in trying to talk to that stick in the swamp. The swampy bog sinks beneath Alexander's weight. He feels himself being sucked slowly but firmly down into the muck.
That's bad.
As the marshy water fills Alexander's mouth, he thinks that although he'd always wanted to try a mud bath, this is hardly what he had in mind.
Tickets. Oh. Next.
Do you ever get that sinking feeling?
I do, actually. The one with the brick? Oh, what's this down
The
here?
fallen log has a good-sized knot or bump.
Something about a bump
That
in the
bump
log.
on the log does not look particularly conversational to Alexander. The bump on the log does not look particularly interesting to Alexander.
Something, something, bottom of the sea. Don't walk in the swamp. That's bad. Oh, what's this?
A delicate china teacup is occupying the chair at the moment. There appears to be a hole in the garden wall. Through the hole in the wall, Alexander sees a land that resembles a giant chessboard. Wow, it really is a hole in the wall. Zounds, those wallflowers sure are shy, and the snapdragons are awfully protective of them. Alexander can't even get close to the wallflowers without causing quite a stir. Alexander takes the teacup.
Alright, got a cup. That's new. Probably be able to use that in one of the spells.
The little china teacup is made of fine porcelain.
I
The
remind
teacup
myself
is empty.
which spell I needed that required a cup. Oh, here it is. Swamp ooze, river Styx water.
To take the path, Alexander need only walk on it.
Thanks, game. Can I get swamp ooze here? Hey, it
What do
totally
you
works.
think you're doing?
Whoa.
You startled me. I was just getting some swamp ooze.
Well, you certainly won't get it there! That's not swamp ooze! That's swamp slime!
He's right, you know.
Hey,
But
love
he
of the lawn.
could be a little nicer about telling you. He's not a very pleasant stick in the mud.
Nobody asked you! Be quiet!
Oh, the trials of being a mere bump on a log.
Alright, so do I now have swamp slime?
The little china teacup is made of fine porcelain. The teacup is empty.
Interesting. Just say ooze, not slime. Okay.
What would a dogwood tree do with that? There's no reason to leave that lying about on a log.
Perhaps you could toss me some swamp ooze, since you seem to be able to recognize it. I can only reach this bit by the path.
Well, hoity-toity, look who's Mr. Wants so much. You think I got a job here passing around precious swamp matter? You should be so lucky.
He's an utter waste of oxygen. I'd save my breath if I were you.
Who are you?
I'm Bump on a Log, and that's my brother, Stick in the Mud. We've had this thing about each other ever since our childhood. Mom always liked me best.
She did not! That is absolutely not true!
He's a bit lazy, you see. He's got the only swamp ooze in the swamp right next to him. But do you think he'd move a finger to help you get some? Hardly. He'd try to brain you with it more than likely. His temper's about the only thing that ever gets a workout. And that...
Maybe I can
on
throw a brick
yours
at him to make him throw the ooze at me?
Oh, like you've moved at all in the last century! Like you're Mr. Physical Activity!
Just because I can't reach anything, he thinks he can throw gushy swamp matter at me and just say whatever he likes. If only I could turn the tables on that heckler, he might learn some respect. But as you can see, I am a mere bump on a log and must be content with my lot.
Oh, shut up! You couldn't hit the broadside of a barn even if you had something to throw! Just shut up!
You see how he is?
Okay, I'm gonna give this a try.
Would you have any interest in this, Stick in the Mud?
Get out of here! What makes you think I'd want anything of yours?
I kind of want to just throw it at him, but...
Would you have...
Instead it could, like, bean me.
Vines of sweet ripening tomatoes climb up little wooden posts. A colorful array of snapdragons stand guard to one side of the path. To the right of the path is a little coffee table.
Coffee table, huh?
Those tomatoes are not quite ripe yet, and Alexander shouldn't pull them off the vine. Alexander doesn't want to pick the baby's tears. They may not be done growing. Unless Alexander is mistaken, those plants must be baby's tears.
Can I talk to him?
Hello. Aren't you a bunch of fine-looking young plants?
Apparently, the baby's tears haven't learned to talk yet.
Can I, like, collect their tears? Hey!
Alexander gives one of the baby's tears a bottle of milk.
Oh, I see. I had the wrong idea.
The other baby's tears seem to resent Alexander's gift for some reason.
I can, like, get one for each of them.
Alexander takes a bottle of milk from the milkweed bush.
Sorry, doggo. Oh, I see. It replaces it. Okay.
Alexander gives one of the baby's tears a bottle of milk. The other baby's tears seem to resent Alexander's gift for some reason.
Can't get their tears, I don't think. Can I use the cup
Why
on
would
them?
Alexander want to put tears in a teacup? There's no reason to use that object.
Did have custom dialogue for putting tears in a teacup. Is there anything I can do with the crying baby's tears?
Alexander takes a bottle of milk from the milkweed bush.
Sorry, doggo. Didn't really explore here at all before.
A noble white-chest knight stands at the top of the marble stairs.
Right. Yeah, it's like cup seemed important. Cup. Stir with the horse feather. Apply to blank surface with the artist's brush. Speaking an incantation. Mix salt and sacred waters in a teapot. Then add falling water. Speak incantation over a teapot to enchant. Yeah, and drops of salt water not from the sea might be the tears. But I don't have a teapot. I guess I'll come back when I get one. Sacred water and falling water.
A noble white-chest knight stands at the top of the marble stairs.
Hey, thanks, Paper.
Can I pass into your fair land?
Heavens, no! No humans allowed in chessboard land. Never have been, never will be.
Don't think I can give them anything that would make them happy, right? Could always throw a brick at people.
Would you have any interest in this?
Guessing the answer is
we
no.
knights neither carry nor own anything whatsoever. Quite so. It only bogs us down. Mobility, that's the key.
There's no reason to use that on the marble entrance to chessboard land.
Alright, so just confirming I can't do anything with the babies right now, right? See what else there is on Isle of Wonder. Oh, I can? Okay. Guessing it's a thing that I have to do while they're
The
crying.
milk bottle is... Alexander... The other baby's tears seemed... One of the babies is sucking happily on a bottle of milk, while the others are spilling copious tears over their lack of the same. Alexander can't make himself heard over the wailing of the baby's tears.
So it already wouldn't let me use the teacup. The only other thing that could conceivably hold something is the lamp.
Alexander collects some of the baby's tears in the old hunter's lamp.
Alright. Cool. So, okay, so right now I believe I'm done with the chessboard door and this screen. Just let me know if that's not the case, but I'm going to move on. So I need falling water and sacred water. I assume I'm going to need to have another
Alexander
milk
takes
for
a
later.
bottle of milk from the milkweed bush.
There's something else on that screen.
Apparently, the dogwood tree doesn't like Alexander standing that close.
So there's the tomatoes, there's the coffee
Alexander is
table.
too far away from home to think about taking furniture back with him.
Oh, there's a few things on this screen? Interesting.
Alexander picks a head of iceberg lettuce.
And have another one of those as a backup.
Ye gads! Is that cold?
Vines of sweet ripening tomatoes climb up little wooden posts. Alexander takes a close look at the tomato in the ground.
Oh, there's a
It
different...
appears to be darker than those on the vines.
What are you staring at there, boy? Go away, you rootless thing, you! Yeah!
Yep, that tomato is definitely rotten.
I get it.
How did you manage to fall off the vine, Mr. Tomato?
What do you think? I'm old, I'm rotten! Yeah! Leave me alone!
If you say so.
After all, you're just gonna let me sit here and rot on this dry ground like everybody
Oh,
else,
can I
aren't
take
you?
him? Okay.
Why, I don't know. I suppose...
Ah, never mind! Just go away! Ah! Hey! What do you think you're doing there? Get your hands off me! Hey!
Alexander picks up rotten tomato and puts him away. One never knows when one will need a rotten tomato.
It's the cheekiness of the narrator there. Alright, so I did tomatoes, I did the iceberg lettuce, I did the baby. I don't seem to be able to do anything with a coffee
Though
table.
it is a conversation piece, the coffee table doesn't talk.
Some of the custom dialogue is really good. Big fan.
I got a lawyer, you know. Yeah, there's kidnapping laws in this here kingdom.
A colorful array of snapdragons stand guard to one side of the path.
Let me make sure I save in case they kill me.
Good day, snapdragons.
The snapdragons don't seem inclined to communicate with anyone. Alexander approaches the snapdragons. Those unfriendly snapdragons don't want Alexander anywhere near them. Those snapdragons don't like Alexander getting so close.
So I can't mess with the wallflowers, and I can't do anything with the snapdragons. I guess if there's more to do on this screen, is it involve an item that I have on me right now, or an item that I have access to right now? Let's see how anything else makes sense. I have an idea for the tomato. I'll go do that really quick. Okay, I asked because I remember that the pawn shop I can trade things in and out. Alright, brick didn't work. Let me try throwing a rotten tomato at this guy.
Why would Alexander want to just throw rotten tomato into the swamp?
Perhaps I can help you out by
close
throwing
call.
a
I was
rotten
pretty sure that was
tomato and
right.
stick in the mud for you.
I just barely misclicked him.
Oh, I appreciate the gesture, but the swamp is broader than it looks. Only a native like myself would be able to hit him from here.
There's no reason to leave that lying about in a log. Alexander doesn't even like to eat plain tomatoes, much less that rotten one.
I hear that. They're like the tomato in all of its processed forms, but not its natural one.
Alexander decides to throw rotten tomato at Stick in the Mud himself.
Help! Help! I'm melting! Uh-oh. Gee, great arm you got there.
Yeah, great arm. You said it, Stick.
Gee, Bump, did we just agree on something?
Why, you're right, Stick. We did.
Gee! You know, he's even more worthless than you are, Bump. I'm sorry I'm so mean to you sometimes.
Oh, they're being friends.
You mean it, brother?
Brother.
Stick in the Mud and Bump on a Log, having reconciled at Alexander's expense, fall into a lazy sleep. Unfortunately, Alexander never did get his ooze.
Uh-oh. That makes me think that I cannot get an ooze. Is that a warning that I made a mistake? Assume there's no more tomatoes. Okay, let me reboot. He said I could give the tomato to him. Let me try that.
There's no reason to leave. That would serve.
I have to pretend to throw it.
Perhaps I can help you out by throwing a rotten tomato at Stick in the Mud for you.
I see.
Really?
There's no reason to. That would. There's no.
Oh, okay.
I thought this might come in handy the
He's got
next
an
time your
alarm.
brother starts picking on you.
Aha! Finally, old Bump on the Log's not so defenseless, is he?
Hey! Hey! What are you doing there? Watch the pulp, would you?
Now, Bumpy, remember all I've given you! The only thing you've ever given me is mud. Take this!
No! Not into the swamp!
That's great. Nice.
Hey, okay, I give up. Geez, sorry.
Well, I guess it's not very pleasant having things thrown at you. I'm sorry.
You mean it?
Oh, they're gonna make up anyway.
Really?
That's good.
Brother.
Brother!
stick in the mud, and bump on a log, exhausted from the battle, immediately doze off into naps. Rotten Tomato, being equally lazy, decides to join them.
Nice. Alright, so I think I can get a teacup of the ooze now.
Casting spells is the tea.
There we go.
Alexander fills the teacup with the swamp ooze.
Let me just make sure that I have the tears.
Alexander is carrying an old, battered hunter's lamp.
Before I save,
The
I don't know
lamp
if I can.
contains baby's tears.
Baby's tears, got it. Okay. Let me just review the spell book real quick. So ooze, Styx water, which I don't have yet, and a black horse feather, which I do have. I've got the tear. I don't have the vial of sacred water or the falling water. And I've got the strand of hair, but not the sulfur or the skull. Okay. Let me go back to the pawn shop, so I assume that's what I need in order to do something else on that screen.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Last episode, I got a couple people warning me about locking myself out of content. Am I good on that so far? This game makes me a little nervous about it. I guess I could get back to where I am without too much trouble if I make a mistake. Should be fine. Okay, thanks.
Your candy dish is empty.
This guy.
I am sorry, sir, but I have no more mints. Somebody has eaten them all.
Well, get some more then.
I fear that is impossible.
Use this
Without the
mint
fairy, I
before.
can no longer get imports from the other islands, and we do not grow mint extract on the Isle of the Crown.
Oh, I hate not getting what I want.
Didn't I give a mint to the guy with the glowing eye on top of the logic cliffs? And like it made him despawn or something?
How fare you, good merchant?
A man my age can only thank the heavens for continued strength, young sire.
I think... I'm trying to remember what's the item I currently have from him. Is it the Mockingbird?
Would you mind if I traded this in?
Of course, Prince Alex. Please choose something in exchange for the items on the counter.
Alexander looks closely at the items on the counter to make his selection.
Alright, well I'm eventually going to need the paintbrush. One of these is usable on the screen with the sunflowers and the snapdragons.
A battered tinder box is displayed on the counter.
I guess the tinderbox makes sense.
A
So I had to
used
burn
painter's
them.
brush is displayed on the counter. A plain wooden flute is displayed on the counter.
I believe I'll take the tinderbox.
Very good, Prince Alex. Enjoy your tinderbox and bring it back anytime.
Thank you.
Give that a try.
Alex
I'm burning the snapdragons, right? Because they're dragons.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Isle of Wonder. Tomatoes just sitting there forever. Make a save first, just in case this is a bad decision.
The pawn shop's tinderbox is slightly battered, but in reasonably good shape. The tinderbox contains a candle, as well as some flint and tinder. It feels exactly like a tinderbox.
Thanks, game.
Would you ladies be at all interested in this?
The wallflowers shyly decline.
Would you lovely flowers be interested in this?
Guess not.
Nope.
Alexander wouldn't want to leave that on the coffee table.
But can I burn the coffee table? Is it a different item? Is it not the tinderbox then?
There appears to be a
Really do you like the hole in the wall? It's crazy
hole
looking.
in the wall. Wow, it really is a hole in the wall.
Different item. But it is something from the pawn shop,
Solace.
right?
Those wallflowers. A pretty
Okay, thanks. Guess I'll try the loot, maybe? For the wallflowers. Oh, the iceberg lettuce can
All
melt?
that remains of the iceberg lettuce is a rapidly evaporating puddle of green water.
Huh. Interesting. I guess that might count as one of the waters. 1 second. River Styx water. Like horse feather. Phial of sacred water and falling.
This is the last page.
Maybe it's not one of those things. I'm wondering if it's just like a time limit for using the iceberg lettuce and doesn't actually do anything by itself.
Alexander pulls out.
What's their joke with iceberg being falling or sacred? I can't think of one.
Alexander.
Band changed their name
Good
to
day, Prince Alexander.
a cappella as we walked out of the pawn shop.
There's no reason.
Would you mind?
I trade this in.
Of course.
Thank
Alexander.
you. Best pawn shop
I'll
ever.
take the flute.
The flute? Very good, Prince Alex. May its music always be sweet.
Thank you.
Let's go.
Alexander pulls out his magic map. Alexander.
Try the flute. Flute.
May I have this
Oh, I
dance?
made a little jingle. Maybe that was just good. Well, the snapdragons enjoy it too. It's pretty good.
Alexander stops playing the flute, but the wallflowers and snapdragons continue to dance, caught up in the music and oblivious to everything around them.
The narrator sounds so amused.
That would serve no purpose.
Can I get this thing now?
While the wallflowers dance, Alexander snatches the hole in the wall.
That seems like that could be useful. There's some really cool items in this game. Okay, I think that means I'm done. Am I done in the Isle of Wonder for now? I don't think there's anything else that I can do yet. Pretty much just leaves the crown and the Minotaur maze.
The hole in the wall has 4 legs and a curly tail. He's all limbs with only a hole for a body. But that doesn't make him any less whole.
Ah, okay. Does the melted iceberg lettuce have any function? Because I need to remember that it's there if it's ever going to matter. Or is it mostly just like a time limit to use it? Does not. Okay, thank you.
Alexander pulls out his magic map.
Whoops. It's the wrong mouse.
Alexander feels a strange pulling sensation.
Okay, so I'm getting close to leaving notes for my future self. I think it might be time. I've got a whole bunch more items from this episode than I had last episode. So it might be time for me to go try the Minotaur thing on top of the Sacred Mountain. I guess question number 1, do I have the items necessary to be able to do that right now? I don't think there's anything else that I'm super interested in. I guess I could go back to the Isle of Beasts, but that looked like that was just a dead end. I didn't see any like obvious breadcrumby things there. Almost, but not quite. Where would I have to go to get more items for it? Oh, pawn shop. Okay. Well, it's got to be the tinderbox then, right? It's like a dark maze. I guess just so that I don't take each item and then fail the maze. Is it the tinderbox?
Alexander takes a...
Might I trade for that tinderbox on the counter?
Okay,
Certainly.
thank you.
What do you wish to offer me in trade?
And then I'm good to go. Flute.
The pawn shop.
Would you...
Of course, Prince Alex, please.
Alexander...
I believe I'll...
Very good, Prince Alex. Enjoy your tinderbox and bring it back anytime.
Thank you.
If Alexander wants anything from the pawn shop...
Okay, cool. I'm gonna head there. While I'm heading there, future Marstead. Let's just review the inventory right now. Most important thing to note, double check the spell book. You already have several of the items from the spell book here. There's the Cup of Swamp Ooze, which you have. There's a Black Feather, which you have. You don't necessarily have the River Styx water yet. The salt water is probably the baby tears that are in the Hunter's Lamp. Don't know what the Sacred Water is yet. Don't know what the Falling Water is yet. And you have the Strand of Pure-Hearted Maiden's Hair, but don't necessarily have the Sulphur or the Skull full of Oak Embers. Right now, you should have enough items to be able to do the Sacred Mountain Minotaur quest, so go do that. As far as other items in the inventory, you might need context on Hole in the Wall, Brick, Stinky Flower, Milk Bottle, Lucky Rabbit's Foot. You've got this thing, I think this is from the hair, yeah, it's the hair ribbon from Girlfriend, and then the red scarf. And the tinderbox is a thing you just picked up, so you're almost certainly going to need that. And don't forget, you can use the map on the beach to teleport to the Isle of the Sacred Mountain. Thanks, folks, and thanks for keeping this on your sub-block, Ludefx. This game is delightful. It makes me want to play more of the King's Quest games. They're incredibly well-written and quite funny. And quite groany. Like, they've got some of the best makes-you-groan
Taking
puns
off
I've
your
seen in
adventurer's
games.
cap so soon?